I'm still in a state of shock and devastated. But my belief and faith says, Jesus says, come to me, all you who are labor and overburdened, and I will give you rest. Our dear sister Philomena Yumkella has responded to this invitation of Jesus Christ that says, come to me, all you who labor and are overburdened. I had the opportunity and privilege to see Auntie Philo a few days before her death and actually prayed for her in the hospital in Vienna. I was touched by her level of faith in her sick bed. I was touched by the love manifested by the husband Kande, who spent sleepless nights in the sick bed of her wife. Auntie Philo, I would describe her as a lady with a golden heart. She's not only beautiful externally, but her heart is full of love, passion, and compassion.
Auntie Philo, to me, she is a very strong woman. She cares for the community, especially the city of Bo. She has a very strong, compassionate. Whenever she saw vulnerable residents around the community, she wants to help. She finds all the resources is possible. She is the woman with heart, with compassion, and we do miss her a lot.
We regret not being there to share our grief, but also to celebrate the life of Philomena Yumkella, better known as Aunt Philo to many of us. I was first introduced to Philo at Bob Healy's wedding, where we sat at the same table. It was apparent that I had met not only an elegant and refined person, but one who was humbled and who loved and was very proud of her country, Sierra Leone. Later that year, in response to the Ebola outbreak, we met again in Taiwan with Master Shen Yang to sign a partnership agreement with the Buddhist Sushi Foundation. We started working with the organization she founded, the Lani Foundation, distributing beds and blankets to hospitals throughout the country. And also during the past years, our partnership has continued and grown by distributing rice, blankets, medical supplies, as well as renovating facilities and providing relief to people affected by many disasters.
Me na the one way they advocate for help, but then we get the one that way we go back to where they give it.
It is a very depressive, sad, heart-wrenching moment for all of us. Auntie Philo, as we fondly call her, has been someone who does not only support the work we do, but has that special personal touch to an extent that she will say, Charles, if you finish this assignment in good time, I will serve you rice akara. And she will go to our house, go to the kitchen, prepare rice akara, and bring it the following day, her very self. It is quite a very disturbing time to reflect on the fact that we have to lose someone that is so naturally compassionate. Very, very, very compassionate. Auntie Philo will not see anyone in difficulty and doesn't try to find a solution.
If there's one thing that I first noticed about Philomena, it was that she had this ability to make you feel like you were the only person in the room. She had this intense focus when she talked to you, and you felt like you were the most important thing to her when you spent time with her. Philomena and I first started doing some work together with the Sushi Foundation, distributing rice throughout Sierra Leone, as well as some other projects that have followed on since then.
I would define Auntie Philo as being a family person, a humanitarian, and a servant leader. As a family person, she took pride in being an excellent wife, a very supportive one for that matter, being an excellent mother. She loved Binta. She spoke highly about Binta to me many a times. And I remember being in her home several times in Freetown, and I would just observe. I observed how she interacted with her husband, Dr. Yumkella, and she would be very playful with him, which I know that was a great support to him. She was very proud of her family, her relatives, her extended family, those in Bo.
This is Lucy Philomena, and we wanted to come and share our love and our remembrance about Auntie Philo. Lucy met Auntie Philo before I did. Auntie Philo was taking care of my daughter, Lucy, at an orphanage in Sierra Leone before she came to our family. Auntie Philo, as you all know, has dedicated much of her life to charitable work, especially to taking care of children.
I always pictured her as the First Lady of Sierra Leone, on a platform where she would be a champion to end suffering of millions of Sierra Leoneans. She was very beautiful in appearance and character and kind-hearted.
Every day she will call. I heard of this fire there. Is there something we can do? Sometimes I have to say, Auntie Philo, we cannot solve all the problems in Sierra Leone. But it's the reality. Even before she traveled, she called and said, Charles, I want us to look at some work around the tailoring program that I want to start in Bo. Those were our last conversation. And when she got to Vienna, she sent me a WhatsApp voice note.
Morning, Charles. So I'm not able to fully talk at all because I undergo operation. But Uncle Kande can talk to Maya.
Informing me about a successful surgery that she has underwent, and asked that I speak with Dr. Yumkella if we want to move the project forward. I then said yes, I will talk to him. But unfortunately, we couldn't get to see again to share updates about what we have done. Always supportive, always very humble, always very kind, and always pays attention to the very minor details and make sure that the people she works with are happy. Goodbye, Auntie Philo.
I remember 2014 when Ebola situation get out of control. Through Mr. Stephen Bomba and Dr. Yumkella, we have a chance to know Philos is the person, is the lady, is the woman with compassion behind the wheel, try to put all the dots, the line, the page together. Started from 2014 until now. Ebola opened the door for Sierra Leone. It's also expanded the horizon of partnership and capacity building. She's doing so many things behind the scene. Her heart always goes with the community. Life is so fragile. Every one of us, we need to treasure the moment that we have. We all know there's so many things in front of us that we need to move forward. However, she always demonstrates her very cool, calm, and when she laughs, her beautiful smile in her face, but with very aspiration, power behind the power position, behind the language she tried to deliver, behind the notion. That's what I learned, and the takeaway I would like to share with every one of you. Auntie Philo, she is a fighter, she is a go-getter, but most important, she is a compassion innovator for the resident of Sierra Leone.
I was very, very close to the mother of Auntie Philo, and after her death, we continued the relationship with her in the sense of our same humanitarian intervention and love. It is a sad moment, but it's a testimony of faith, testimony of love, testimony of compassion. She followed the call of Jesus. Whatsoever you do to the least of my brothers, you have done unto me. When I was hungry, you gave me food. When I was thirsty, you gave me drink. Auntie Philo followed that in her life. Peaceful, gentle, always smiling. Eternal rest grant unto her, O Lord, and let perpetual light shine upon her. May the soul of Auntie Philo, Nancy Nicholas, and all the Yumkellas and the Nicholas family rest in the peace of Christ.
Mommy Philo, goodbye. Sleep on and take your rest. Mommy Taman, say goodbye. Sleep on and take your rest.
We did pick it up from Committee and to tell him, let him thank you for what he done for me. Pray that he will rest in peace and he will have a great blessing. Jesus, we tell him, let him thank you.
A sad moment for Commit and Act Foundation. Mommy Yumkella, he do so much for this organization. It's time for see how best you go provide food for Garrison at the gas shelter. It provide clothing for Garrison at the gas shelter. It provides shoes for orphans at Kalia. And it continue for work and give courage and hope to Garrison. Today, it don't go. To She Foundation, the organization where Mommy Philo be done they give support. It still they continue with in work. Mommy Philo, may God give you good road. May God open the heavens for you.